So that nanti next time pun maksudnya okay.
Sorry
Okay,
doktor.
again, okay.
Doktor tengah share
Yeah,
screen
siapa tu?
page 1 ke? Sebab sekarang kita nampak page 2 je yang doktor share screen tu.
Saya
Saya
masih
rasa
di
tadi
page 1.
doktor baca yang instruct. Saya nampak
Kat
page
page
2 je, tak pastilah orang lain macam mana.
Okay, Akila nampak page berapa? Saya buka sekarang. Nampak
Page
sekarang
2.
ni page 2?
Ya.
Page 2 ni yang cakap attendance ni.
Attendance in lectures.
Oh, okay. Saya nak attend balik ni. Okay. Akila dekat Mahala.
Ya, saya dekat Mahala.
Mas Surina, are you in Mahala as well?
Yes doktor, just arrived this morning.
Okay, siapa yang tidak berada di Mahala, mungkin boleh bagi feedback. Saya punya internet saya rasa macam lancar di rumah ni. Saya ni daripada kuliah balik rumah semata-mata nak buat online ni. Because the internet connection kalau dekat office saya tu very bad. Silap-silap bukan setakat you tengok slide dia tak bergerak. Dengan saya pun tak bergerak. Tak tahulah berapa kali saya yang akhirnya akan yang terkeluar daripada group. Anyone else not in Mahala? Can you give feedback?
Kalau di
You are
OSC diterima tak keluar daripada Mahala?
OSC ya? Okay. Tak apa. You nampak apa sekarang?
Attendance in lectures.
Oh, okay. Same. Other than
Kat
Mariha.
rumah pun page 2 juga doktor.
Kat page 2. Okay, I start to stop share and try to reshare. Hopefully that will be better lah. Okay. Okay. Saya naik. Okay, sekarang nampak dekat course synopsis.
Nampak doktor.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So actually trying to introduce student to the requirement of the International Laboratory Quality Management Standard. So you akan belajar pasal accreditation ISO 9001, ISO IE, IEC 70025, ISO 5189. Okay, this is very common. Kalau dekat lab diagnostic kita guna 50189. Kalau yang melibatkan services lab akan guna 70025. 9001, this is the one that being used also dekat UIA. Dia ada yang macam management, kita akan guna ISO 9001. Okay, but then yang 72025 atau 5189 tu dia correlate dengan lab. Tapi lab macam mana jenis lab? Diagnostik saja ke, services punya ke kan? Yang untuk memang macam hospital base, dia tak melibatkan sebenarnya services yang buka suka-suka dekat orang luar kan. So dia cater sample patient dekat dalam hospital tu sendiri. So that one normally we are using 5189. But then yang provide services dekat luar, dekat dia research lab ke kan, they are using 72025. So you have to learn all this accreditation kan, so that you tahu waktu bila you patut seek for this one ke, this one ke. And what actually the benefit of having this accreditation? Because accreditation ni dia involve money. Memang ada financial implication. Not only to get the accreditation but to maintain the accreditation itself. Memang sebenarnya costly. Okay. So but ada yang memang sangat perlu dan dia akan menyebabkan you boleh dapat gandakan profit lah. But then sebab tu kena relook. Adakah memang your organisation really needs that accreditation, and which accreditation that is needed for your organisation. So we do have one accreditation in our own lab dekat DBMS, and we are thinking whether we want to renew ataupun tidak, because you already start using that one, automatically you akan start buat filing, buat everything lah kan. Semua benda tu in order. You have to ensure that this one ni being updated, services dibuat, maintenance dibuat, record being updated, ada circulation, ada clear organisation, and so on and so on. Okay, so bila semua tu you dah start adopt, You have to compile kan. And you maintain it. Maintain is another thing. Okay, you dah boleh maintain, you dah dapat dah grab that quality management. Perhaps kalau accreditation tu tak bring benefit, future benefit for the organisation, dari segi maksudnya menambah profit, mungkin patut consider untuk terminate je that one. Okay. So you will be equipped with knowledge and skill to plan, build and establish. Nanti you akan belajar macam mana nak place all the equipment. Kan? Ada banyak benda lah, nanti saya bagi list 12 tu. Apa benda management. Okay. Build, plan, build and establish the quality management of a service lab through process approach. Proses yang perlu undergo. This will be applicable in general in any situation, but will be illustrated by cases of the application of QA, quality accreditation in the industry or in accredited laboratory. Macam SIRIM, MPCB, so itu adalah accredited body lah. Okay. Overall, the course aim to provide students with competitive knowledge and skill to bridge their technical competency with the real life of managing laboratory with international standard. Okay. So apa dia assessment yang akan involve in this course? You akan ada individual assignment, akan ada kena buat group assignment. You perasan assignment ni sangat besar. Okay, so normally apa yang saya bagi untuk group assignment, individual assignment ni simple assignment lah. Nanti akan ada case study yang you akan jawab lah case tu. But then group assignment ni biasanya kita bagi you in a group, you prepare quality manual. So kita bagi you hands on, okay, to prepare quality manual. Quality manual ni yang kalau you jadi quality manager, kan, you nak seek for accreditation, ini yang you kena prepare. So nanti kita akan bagi you guideline lah. Whether you are seeking for 72025 or 5189. So ada guideline yang you kena follow. You know what? Kalau you boleh mastering this quality manual punya preparation, you can even sell to people the template. Even you juga boleh je, maksudnya freelance kan, untuk offer orang to prepare the quality manual for any organisation. But yeah, sure the organisation tu mesti akan find out someone yang memang tahulah kan, accredited. So there's a lot of ada banyak opportunity lah, courses dekat luar untuk you dapat certificate as a certified quality apa ya, quality reviewer ke, ada that kind of ni. Kalau you memang minat on that quality punya ni, you boleh sebenarnya pergi ke cabang situlah nak jadi auditor. Okay, and then presentation 10%, mid semester 20%, examination 30%. Mid semester examination 20%, final exam 30%. Okay, so ada mid sem, ada final, ada group and individual assignment, and ada presentation. Okay, clear? Okay, that one for the assessment. Okay, so please ensure your attendance being fulfilled. So the introduction, I will cover after this the introduction to quality. Before we start our first management things, which is equipment, management of equipment. So kita ada management of equipment, ada management of personnel, macam mana nak handle personnel dekat lab. Siapakah personnel, okay, ataupun workers lah sebenarnya, okay. Siapa yang bekerja dekat lab, yang perlu ada. Personnel, customer service, macam mana you manage customer service when you have lab. Information management, documents and records management, organization management, process control, okay, quality control for quantitative, quality control for qualitative and semi-quantitative procedure. Semua ni kita akan ajar. So I will cover until week 4, and then Dr. Hana ni will continue at week 5 and week 6. Then all the submission yang untuk assignment semua akan pass dekat saya lah. Then week 7 nanti Dr. Arifin will over for biosafety and biosecurity. Okay, and then nampak tak ada lari-lari tu? Sebab tu saya tak bagi lagi. Saya tak faham lah kenapa dia ni. Saya terpaksa transfer ke template lain nanti. Okay, minggu ke-8 nanti akan ada assessment audits. Okay, management of assessment. We focus on the audit, external audit, internal audit program, action as result. Okay, we have Dr. Niza, our expert bab-bab audit ni. Okay, Dr. Niza will cover this topic. And then kita akan buat mid-sem exam pada minggu 8. Okay, so sebelum cuti raya. Harap semua orang bertabah lah kan. Boleh fokus lagi sebelum raya tu kita exam dulu. Jadi raya boleh raya sungguh-sungguh lah. Okay, so week 9 will be cuti hari raya. Hilang kat sini mid-sem exam. Patutnya dia minggu ke-9 kat sini dia hilang. Okay, so minggu ke-10 Dr. Niza will continue with the management of assessment but focus on the external quality assessment. Okay, and then week 10 nanti you all akan submit you punya group assignment. Assignment semua saya akan bagi insyaAllah dalam minggu ni juga. Yeah. And then Dr. Niza will continue with the still under management of assessment but norm and accreditation. So benda-benda berkaitan accreditation Dr. Niza akan cover nanti. And then Dr. Ibrahim will continue with the management of facilities and safety. So dia akan belajar lab design, geographical or spatial organisation, physical aspect of premises and room, safety management program, semua ni lah Dr. Ibrahim akan cover. And then Dr. Ibrahim will continue with the occurrence management, process improvement also. And then Dr. Nurul Herdani will continue with the financial management. She will talk about purchasing and inventory, kan, macam mana nak manage untuk purchasing, macam mana nak manage inventory. Okay, and then she will continue as well on the process control for sample management. Okay, macam mana nak handle lab handbook, collection and preservation, sample processing, sample storage, retention, disposal, sample transport, biosecurity and biorisk management. So perhaps this one ada sikit lah, but then Dr. Arifin dah cover dah biosafety bio ni. Jadi saya okay, but the main part tu be covered by Dr. Ni lah, nanti saya tengok. Saya takut saya redundant. This one suppose Dr. Arifin dah cover, so nanti saya remove lah that one. So after you punya revision period, then we will have final examination. Okay, clear tak semua? Ya, yeah, okay. So ramai sini-sini selalu cakap subjek ni macam dry lah, dry sebab tak ada lab. Okay, so biasa you belajar benda semua macam melibatkan health kan, anatomy lah, apa benda kan, penyakit lah. But this one is not about disease, it's about management of the lab. Okay, okay, stop share. Now I'm going to share my slide for today. Okay. Okay, now you look at this picture. Nampak clear gambar ni?
Clear.
Okay, so good versus bad. Cuba apa? Okay, sorang-sorang lah bagi tahu saya. Akilah, first thing, apa yang you nampak sebelah kanan dengan sebelah kiri? What's the good, what's the bad? One thing highlight.
Lab coat. Yang sebelah kanan tu tak pakai lab coat.
Tak pakai lab coat. Okay, okay. Sebelah kiri pakai lab coat. Okay, correct. Siapa? Sharifah.
Saya?
Bagi highlight dekat saya satu benda. What is the good versus bad dekat sini? Apa yang
Yang satu tu je pakai seluar, which means je tutup punya kaki. Yang bag tu je pakai skirt je.
covered lah kan, covered clauses. So dia ada part of the body tu yang exposed, yang apa ya, high risk untuk kena any chemical, isn't it? Dia bukan soal tutup aurat tak tutup aurat tau. Okay, so this is lab. Okay, siapa lagi nak bagi? Fariha.
Yang sebelah kiri tu dia ikat rambut, sebelah kanan tak ikat.
Okay, so apa masalahnya ikat rambut tak ikat rambut ni?
Nanti yang kanan tu rambut dia macam boleh ganggu lah kerja. Sangkut ke.
Betul. Kekemasan lah, kekemasan dekat situ. So rambut tak
Ah.
boleh menerbang. Bukan sebab kita dengki kan rambut dia cantik. Tapi tak kemas jadi akan mengganggu maksudnya working process. Okay. Dia bukan chef je tau, kena cover sebenarnya kepala kan. Rambut tu daripada mengganggu. Okay, Akilah. Akilah, apa lagi Akilah nampak? Akilah Suhaimi. Nama sama ni.
Yang chemicals dekat kanan tu tak tersusun.
Ya Allah. Kalau boleh semua benda nak sumbat kat situ kan. Okay. So dia dah jadikan macam apa ya? Ini kita panggil apa ni? Safety cabinet ke ataupun fume hood?
Fume hood.
So nak cakapnya dia jadikan fume hood ni jadi macam chemical storage kan? Okay. So apa je? Dah salah lah dekat situ. Okay. Okay. Good. Nabhan, can you highlight any other incorrect and correct things that we can observe through the picture?
Apa ya?
Apa yang Nabhan nampak? Dia dah ada keyword-keyword kat situ dah. Okay, dari segi Nabhan tengok dekat fume hood tu sekarang, dari segi dia punya paras tingkap tu, ke door lah, dia bukaan tu, ada perbezaan tak?
Ada doktor.
Okay.
Yang sebelah kiri tu muat untuk tangan ataupun sampai ke bahagian siku. Yang sebelah lagi tu agak tinggi.
Betul. Okay, nampak so dia tak boleh suka-suka naik sampai ni. So dia sebaiknya sebenarnya cukup tangan kita je masuk. Okay. So lagi tinggi kita buka maksudnya lagi tinggilah exposure atau potential any hazardous material kat dalam tu, dia punya vapor tu keluar-keluar. Okay, good. Nabhan. Syahidah, Nur Syahidah. Warna Syahidah nampak apa lagi?
Kasut sebelah kanan tu open. Dia tak tertutup.
Oh, okay. Covered shoes dengan in covered shoes Okay. So yang sebelah kiri ni dia pakai covered shoes. Yang kanan ni kasut dia tak fully covered. Betul Okay, correct. Thank you. So yang lain-lain tu boleh tengok lah. Yang nampak mana ada label-label ni kan. So good versus bad. Okay. Kalau you perasan masuk dekat lab kita kan nampak kemas tersusun. Betul tak? Lab dekat our own kuliah lah, dekat biomed punya lab, teaching lab. Tak ada you pernah nampak ni bersepah-sepah dekat dalam ni ke? Okay? Because kita memang ada, kita punya management for the lab ni memang dia follow quality lah. Okay? Mungkin ada flaw sana sini, but most of the things are in place. Okay, so I'll start with the introduction to quality. So under this introduction to quality, we're going to learn the importance of lab quality. Kenapa kita nak kena jaga quality lab ni? What is the importance of the lab quality? Overview of the QMS ataupun quality management system. What is the overview of it? The quality management system model that we need to follow. History of lab quality management and the international laboratory standard. Just for introduction for the international laboratory standard, because the detail will be explained by Dr. Niza. Okay. Okay, so what is quality? So quality is difficult to define actually, because it is actually invisible when good. When everything is very good, kita macam tak nampak kat mana flaws yang menyebabkan tak tahu nak cakap quality tu macam mana. Because everything is good. Okay. But impossible to ignore when bad. So kalau memang obvious nampak bad macam tadi kan, memang tak ada quality lah. Bila everything in place, kita susah maksudnya nak define adakah ada tak level quality ni, ada quality yang moderate, high, very high quality, tak, because everything is in place. But then bila semua benda memang incorrect, obviously lah you are not taking care of the quality of the lab. So doing the right thing right the first time. Nampak tak dia punya tu? So tu Dr. James hospital yang cakap lah. Okay, dia doing the right thing right the first time. So nak cakapnya kita plan awal-awal to ensure that everything is in place. Dia bukan buat redah dulu. Nanti in between nanti we improve. No. Dalam quality plan from the earlier, everything in place, baru you write. Itulah. So that's why that is the orang bisnes mungkin tak berapa suka lah dengar. Okay. Tapi biasanya orang bisnes akan adopt bila dia dah ready. Sebab tu kata dalam bisnes kita tak mulakan dengan accreditation, because we know that if you are trying to fit the accreditation needs, memang you kena spend so much money to ensure that everything's in place tu baru boleh run. That is the quality. Okay, tapi biasa kalau kita yang yang memulakan, do it first. Okay, along the way when we are ready, baru kita seek for the accreditation. Okay, so we make sure that everything's in place first, and then baru we seek for that. Okay, what is the importance of lab quality? Okay, we start with the meaning of the lab quality. So lab quality ni dia involve ART. What is ART? Accuracy. Okay, the result, everything should be accurate. Your result of the lab must be accurate as possible. And then reliability. What does it mean? Means the lab operation must be reliable. Apa maksud reliable? Reliable tu, no matter how many times you repeat the process, the result will be the same. That's the reliable. Okay, 10 orang ulang pun memang dia tetap dapat bacaan yang sama. That's one of the example lah. Ataupun bila you ulang, perhaps ada ralat 0 point berapa-berapa. But then when we kita analyze the data, okay, the small difference between the data yang kita dapat tu actually it doesn't give it, tak ada sampai significant. Okay, we say that it just by chance saja dia ada ralat 1-2. Okay, tapi very small. Okay, so we say that it is reliable. So reporting must be timely in order. The last one T is timeless of reported test result. It need to be timely in order to be useful in a clinic or public health setting. So kalau benda tu tak cepat, kan, tak follow the time, macam mana doktor nak buat diagnosis dengan cepat, betul? COVID-19 kan, dah hantar sampel, orang ni dah masuk ke ICU, and then kita nak tunggu keluar result ni, it takes so quite a long time to give outcome dekat doktor untuk buat decision. So that is not a quality lab. Okay, result must be accurate, the lab operation must be reliable, the reporting must be timely. Okay, so that is 3 important things to cater for the lab quality. Okay, so what is a quality laboratory? A quality laboratory is a competent laboratory. So kita cakap kalau lab tu memang ada quality, that being accredited, automatically kita kena klik yang maksudnya this is a competent lab. Saya kalau every time I know any lab is being accredited, saya sangat suka nak pergi melawat. Because I want to see how is the how the management of the lab that being accredited. Mesti TikTok punya. So pergilah. But in reality, because this is something yang sebenarnya people can play around, kan. That's why maksudnya orang daripada you are the one yang perhaps in future become the quality manager. You must have a clear insight, which mean that accreditation is just not for the sake of nak dapatkan sijil tu lah. Not just because you want to get the certificate for the lab, but you have to know that when you follow exactly what required for the quality lab management, kan, you akan ensure everything is in place. dia akan jadi maksudnya semua orang akan rasa selamat, semua orang akan rasa maksudnya dia selamat not only physical but also mentally. Okay, so everything are in place. Okay, termasuk sebenarnya motivation for the staff, itu termasuk dalam quality management tau. Dia bukan soal nak bagikan semua orang kerja saja. Dia bila quality lab ni, setiap orang ni they have their own responsibility. Dia tak ada menjadi macam lean management tu. Maksudnya kadang seorang ni cover sampai banyak post. Sebabnya we are using what we have only. But quality laboratory kan, kalau QMS ni dia kena ensure. Kalau sebenarnya required 10 staff untuk setiap mesin tu, patutnya setiap satu mesin satu orang yang jaga. 10 orang lah sepatutnya ada. Unless we can show that this one person have to cater, need to manage 3 equipment, but then we can show that this equipment juga being used not at a parallel session. Okay, so that dia ada apa yang proper dia punya schedule of work. So kena justify lah. Tapi sepatutnya itu kata dia takkan ada overwork for each of the staff of the personnel, because dia punya tu kena clear. Okay, so provide optimal testing, have suitable organizational setup, management and facilities. Memang kena list down, kena show the organization chart. Setiap orang tu kena ada clear task. Okay, term of specification, management and facilities. Apa facility yang sepatutnya ada to cater, because we want to produce something quality kan, outcome yang quality. What else? What else? Work performed by qualified staff. You know what? When the lab is being accredited, you tak perlu risau kalau you dah being hired, because no one is perfect. So when you are being hired because of your qualification, they need to ensure that the organization itself need to ensure that you are competent. Okay, not only yang datang-datang tu memang competent terus lah. Kalau you tak competent but you are a suitable candidate with a qualification, good qualification background, training for the staff, okay, adalah sebenarnya yang adalah sebenarnya tanggungjawab majikan lah, to give you. They have to ensure that everyone being trained. Okay. Then I did receive reports from the student pergi internship. They complain that some of the lab didn't allow them to touch here and there. Lepas tu supposedly you are doing this kind of work, you involve lah kan dalam dia punya procedure, but they didn't allow you dengan alasan they don't want you to disturb the process. Dia tak nak you ada buat kesalahan. So bila tak nak buat kesalahan, diorang malah nak bertanggungjawab, jadi dia tak bagi you sentuh langsung. It is not correct actually, because even intern student need to undergo what we call that, orientation. Okay, so with that, with a proper training, you should empower and allow even the internship student kan, patutnya dapat peluang juga untuk hands on. So tapi kadang dia malah nak supervise so pernah lah jadi juga kes begitu. Okay, dan lab tu bila saya check accredited punya lab, so it doesn't look good lah. So there from that case, I know that some of the lab they are looking for the accreditation just for the sake of the certificate. Lepas daripada tu yang yalah, especially yang bila dalam organisasi tu banyak sangat senior-senior yang sebenarnya tak nak cooperate pun. Okay, so you have to be patient lah on that side. Okay, belajarlah kita panggil ada political skill. Bukan semua main politik dekat lab. It mean bila ada political skill tu, you boleh menawan hati yang senior-senior ni to cooperate with you even though you are young lah kan, so-called young staff at the department. Okay, work performed by qualified staff, work performed according to procedure. Dia dah bagi procedure, bukannya you masuk kat situ you buat your own procedure and then dia pula dia suruh you propose. Boleh tahan lagi lah, tapi nak cakapnya is not your responsibility bila datang-datang tu you yang you buat sendiri, find out your own punya procedure. Tak. Quality lab, everything tu dah in place. Dia dah ada established protocol yang nak follow. So everything kalau you revise any procedure, dia ada dokumen yang you kena update. Okay. So workplace is safe for staff. So supposedly kalau lab tu memang berkualiti, fungus-fungus pun tak ada tahu dekat chilling. Because dia ada high risk kan juga. Risk untuk apa? Pollution, air pollution to the staff. Okay, for the staff to get any infection that related to the respiratory tract. Okay, so sebenarnya tak quality enough lah. Gitu. Okay, so in a short, okay, you have to know that quality lab means a competent lab. A competent lab. So if you have an opportunity to work at any accredited lab, go for it. Okay, go for it. You have a very proper organization, and you will be entertained fairly like the others. Okay, so level of accuracy required. Reduce the level of inaccuracy as much as possible. So an accuracy level of 99% may at first glance appear acceptable, but the resulting 1% error can become quite larger in a system where many events occur, such as laboratory testing. So kalau you tengok nombor besar kat situ 99% result tu acceptable, you rasa macam okey lah 99% kot doktor. Tapi kalau kita pergi kepada error, sebenarnya 1% error is still kita anggap besar. Okay, so itulah. So what is the negative consequences of laboratory error? Apa masalahnya kalau kita ada lab error? Kalau result tu salah, prosedur pun tersalah buat, pergi ambil sampel pun salah storage, storage box ataupun any storage container lah that need to bring along when collecting sample tu pun salah guna. So what will be the consequences? It will lead to unnecessary treatment, kan? Doktor dah tersalah lah bagi treatment because result yang keluar tu adalah result yang bukan sebenar. Treatment complication. Okay, lab error ni daripada masa collect sample dekat patient, you transport dekat lab, you storage, you buat, you process dia pun ada potential error. Masa you masukkan data dekat dalam komputer ataupun written, itu pun ada potential error. Sampai kepada masa reporting, kan, pun ada potential error. So any part tu ada potential. The risk is there. Okay, but whatever it is, it will lead to unnecessary treatment. It will lead treatment complication because dah salah bagi treatment, kan? Treatment complication. Failure to provide the proper treatment. Ini kita cakap pasal hospital lah, especially you are working in a diagnostic lab, kan? Okay, you buat kesilapan dalam proses in the lab. You have to bear in your mind, even though you are not facing you are communicating with the patient yourself, you tak jumpa depan-depan, you tak tengok macam mana sakit ni pakcik makcik yang datang ke hospital tu, kan? You never see that one, okay? You never deal with the patient, but your action in the lab will lead, okay, will also give implication to the treatment of the patient. Okay, so everybody need to take responsibility. Dia tak ada cakap, oh doktor memanglah superior lagi daripada kita. Tak. Everybody have their own responsibility. Walaupun tak gaji tak sama lah, kan? Okay, so failure to provide the proper treatment, delay in correct diagnosis, additional and unnecessary diagnostic testing. Kan dah buat, rupanya salah isi borang. Salah pula pilih test. Lepas tu dah lah, sampel pula tak cukup. Ambil pula sebenarnya bone marrow. Masya Allah. So, yeah, can you imagine when you didn't take amount, a correct amount for that particular testing dekat lab, takkan you nak panggil patient tu buat sekali lagi biopsi. Dia bukan biopsi tu macam main cuit-cuit isi macam tu je. Ada jarum dia nak kena insert, kan? Okay, so you have to know that these consequences result in increased cost in time and personal effort and often in poor patient outcome. So memang dalam health punya setting, ya memanglah kita nak cakap no one perfect, kan? But we have to do something almost perfect every time. Dapat okay. So minimizing laboratory error. Okay, so that's why apa je buat kena alert lah. Lepas tu kalau tak sihat, better duduk rumah. Take MC. Okay, you have to take responsibility. all the process, procedure in the lab, okay, should be at the best way possible way. The best possible way. The quality management system model, which look at the entire system, is very important for achieving quality laboratory performance. Okay, let us start to look the overview of the QMS itself. What is quality management system? Tadi kita cakap pasal lab quality tadi. Kan, lab quality tadi yang ada art contribution. But now, what is the system itself? What the quality management system? It is a coordinated activities to direct and control. Now, okay, direct and control an organization with regard to quality. Okay, with regard to quality. The definition used by International Organization for Standardization, which is ISO, okay, and the Clinical and Laboratory Standard Institute CLS. So kita kena kena achieve tu yang according to the definition by the ISO and CLS. So all aspect of the lab operation, including the organizational structure, process and procedure, need to be addressed to assure quality. Okay. Okay, dalam proses, dalam quality management system, okay, it start from the collecting sample from the patient. Okay, ini kita panggil fasa pre-examination. So ada tiga fasa lah dalam quality management system. Pre-examination, examination, post-examination. So apa yang jadi during pre-examination, we take the sample from patient. Personal competency test evaluation, sample receipt and assessing. So itulah daripada taking sample, kita storage, kita transport, dia sampai dekat lab tu kita buat testing lah. Okay, dan masa testing tu juga ada quality control testing. That's during the examination. And then after settle all the test process, testing process, post examination melibatkan record keeping, nak reporting. So record keeping tu adakah kena buat in books, manually, handwritten ataupun using computer. So apa pro and cons, information being written in books or we put the data in the computer. Ada tak pro and cons? Benda tu kena relook juga. Ada potential kena hijack tak? Kalau guna kertas tu, kalau banjir nanti macam mana? Ada potential semua data hilang tak? Perlu tak kita buat storage tu, kalau kita buat manually, kita beli kabinet besi supaya kabinet besi anti banjir. Contohlah. Okay. So apa dia protection yang kita buat? So macam komputer tadi, do we need to install the antivirus dekat dalam komputer kan? And then berapa kali nak kena buat maintenance, something like that. Okay, complexity of lab processes. Lab management involve many procedures and processes. Each procedure must be carried out correctly in order to ensure accuracy and reliability of testing. Again, kenapa semua nak kena buat follow? Okay, exactly what being planned. Sebab kita nak ensure accuracy dengan reliability of testing. Okay, an error in any part of the cycle can produce a poor laboratory. Salah ejaan saya ni. Can produce a poor laboratory result. Thus, a method of detecting error at each phase of testing is needed if quality to be assured. Apa maksudnya detecting error at each phase ni? Kita buat apa? Kita buat quality control lah. Okay? So kena ensure. Macam mana kita nak identify yang kat sini ni kita check dulu. Lepas tu kita terus sekali kita check lagi. The same like when we doing a staining for histopathology slide, kan, normally it involves series of solution that need to we need to transfer our slide from one solution to the others, kan, in order lah, in order. But then there are stages tertentu we can stop and then we view first under the microscope to see the current performance of the cell. If we are not satisfied with the staining color whatsoever, then kita boleh patah balik untuk redo the process. So still boleh distain. Tapi kalau sampai akhir dah buat permanent slide, dah letak cover slip, macam it's too late. Okay, you tak boleh nak patah balik. Okay, clear Okay, path of workflow. What is path of workflow? Path of workflow actually is the entire set of operation that occurs in testing. So apa dia yang occurs in testing is involve pre-examination, examination and post-examination. Ataupun sometimes people they are not really keen to use examination words lah. Dia guna pre-analytical, analytical and post-analytical. Ataupun it can we also use pre-test, test and post-test. All referring to the same things. Okay, so the flow begins with the patient and ends in reporting the result, the reporting and result interpretation that towards the end will be returned back to the patient. Okay, we take the sample from them. At the end of the day, we're going to let them know the result from the lab. Okay, so sample that is damaged or altered as a result of improper collection or transport cannot provide a reliable result. Okay, so that's why very important. Jangan you have to plan. That's why kena plan earlier. Dia bukan nanti masa in the process tu kan. Baru nak pergi cari, oh lah kita tak ada minus 80. We don't have the minus 80 freezer at all. Okay, sedangkan you nak buat sebanyak molecular works. You can't simply just put your sample tu dekat dalam 4 degree. Nanti DNA tu dikit lah kan. Okay, dia ada precautions action that you have to take. So that's why you have to know what kind of sample you're going to collect, what is the storage container that need to be used, how you're going to transport the sample back to the lab, and then in the lab, where should you put your sample before you can start conduct the test. Even after finish the test, kan, should you discard it, just discard the result like that, or you have to prepare permanent slide ke? There's many other things that you have to put under consideration. Okay, so it start from the patient, test selection, sample collection, sample transport, and then lab analysis examination, and then dekat last process post-examination akan ada report creation and report transport, and then kepada result interpretation. Okay, what is the factors that should be addressed to ensure the quality in the lab? Okay, the lab environment. Tu benda-benda yang kena address lah. How the environment of the lab. Adakah dia dari segi furniture punya arrangement tu yang you pusing sikit terlanggar. Okay, there's so many equipment letak dekat koridor. Ya, that one tu saya pernah jumpa dekat hospital lah. Dekat koridor tu penuh equipment. So it is not good. But then again, that's why dia kena ada juga dalam sistem quality system management ni, there must be a proper guideline to guide on how to dispose equipment yang dah outdated ke ataupun yang dah rosak ke. Kalau tak, dekat government ni macam ni lah. Dia tak ada prosedur untuk ni. Kalau buang pun salah juga. Jadi akhirnya itulah koridor tu jadi tempat arkib negara. Gitu. So sebenarnya it is not good. Okay. Quality control procedure, communication. Okay. How are you going to communicate? Is it possible just through oral punya communication? Tak ada bukti kan. Nanti tadi you punya senior kata dia masuk lab dia kata okay you continue dekat step ni. I dah buat yang pertama. Lepas tu tiba-tiba dekat hujung you kena marah sebab you buat that part. Sedangkan tu sebenarnya kerja dia. So kena ada proper channel of communication so that you ada bukti setiap communication yang berlaku dekat you lah. Sama ada logbook ke ataupun you boleh dia sebenarnya WhatsApp dia balik kan. Sorry cik, tadi cik minta saya buat yang sekian ni, betul tak? So dia bila dia kata ya betul, kan ada bukti tu. Gitulah communication. Okay, record keeping. How you going to keep everything yang dah terisi tu dah jadi secrecy kan. Form yang belum terisi tu you can make it available to everyone, to documents, but then bila dah ada isi dia jadi confidential, become records. Competent and knowledgeable staff. Okay, penting tak ada staff yang competent. Ni nak buat pipetting pun salah. Okay. Bila tunjukkan ni, dia kata dia parasitologist. Tunjuk slide, bezakan giardia lambia dengan ikan tamibam. Tak boleh. So, tak computer lah. Good quality reagent and equipment is also contribute to the quality lab. Okay. Rupanya reagent dia expired. I do remember masa saya buat master dulu, because dia yang diajar untuk nak buat staining hematology hematoxylin yang eosin. So saya dulu dekat lab, prof saya sebab dia nak berjimat lah, and dulu tak ada banyak benda-benda yang macam very shortcut. So all this chemical yang warna-warna ni semua dalam bentuk powder. So harga dia murah lagi lah. So powder ni you kena bancur sendiri, and then filter pula tau. So saya dapat formula yang untuk buat dalam small portion. So I did that one. Okay, and then bila saya colour kan, saya buat saya punya H&E punya staining. Wow, the colour is marvellous. Okay, so memang lab assistant yang macam guide me on that pun kata okay, cantik dah ni. Maksudnya yang saya buat tu betul. Betul cara saya buat, and then the outcome showing that what we should see kan. Then saya pun dengan confident level tahap giga ni, saya buat banyak terus. Dia bagi formula tu contoh untuk buat 100 ml. So saya doublekan semua jadi itu jadi 1 liter. Kemudian saya pergi stain, ini dia katalah confident ni. Saya stain semua slide saya yang beratus tu tanpa buat quality control dah. Awal-awal tu memang tengoklah setiap kata tengok, okay cantik, yang ni boleh proceed. So but I believe on myself for the second time, even though I already changed. Saya dah change chemical tu yang the new, that one saya tak buat quality control. So bila dah habis semua kan, dia fokus nak siapkan je. Tahu, yang beratus-ratus slide test tu. Sekali bila check, one of the colored tu tak lekat pun dekat sel. Masya Allah, tak tahu nak go stand kat mana. So that is the thing. That's why kan it is important for you to be to have a good quality reagent and equipment. Okay, dia relate kat atas tadi kan, competent again. Then competent, and then kalau kata yang you bantu sendiri tu, it need to be at the quality state lah. Okay, tak adalah dah 10 tahun dah buat yang reagent tu, you dah bantu 10 tahun. Quality pun dah tak bagus, dia dah jadi thick, sepatutnya you kena refilter. So you have, perhaps masih boleh guna, but you have to do a few steps lah to ensure that it is now ready to be used again. Okay, now we proceed with the quality management system model. Okay, this is 12 essential, 12 quality system essential. Okay, bila kita cakap pasal model of the quality management, you kena ensure 12 benda ni you kena cater. Quality management system model, okay, it include 12 quality system essential. What is the 12 quality system essential? Organization, personnel, equipment. Dia tak ada yang maksudnya yang ini kena datang dulu semua ni. Tak ada All are important. So tak kisah, you boleh belajar untuk management of the assessment dulu. Later you belajar pula management of customer service. But then towards the end, you have to ensure you learn all the 12, okay, essential element, okay. This system model. Organization, personnel, equipment, purchasing and inventory, process control, information management, documents and record, occurrence management, assessment, process improvement, customer service, facilities and safety. Okay. So let us go to the overview of the quality management system model. So when all the lab procedure and processes are organized into an understandable, workable. Nampak tak word understandable and workable? Sebab tu lah biasa sini kata, oh nampak macam nampak dry je kan subjek ni. But every word is a matter. Dalam nak buat quality manual, every word is a matter. Dia bukan macam suka-suka hati lah letak perkataan-perkataan apa je. No. Understandable and workable means when you read the procedure, you understand what does it mean. Dia kata put this one into this one. So you boleh tahu dah, oh Bika ni memang ada. Tak adalah bila dia sebut tu, ni benda apa ni tak pernah dengar langsung. It mean it is not understandable. Okay. So it should be, sebab tu kata kena pilih tau. Kalau dia memang dalam bidang yang sama, bidang yang sesuai, maksudnya that is the thing that being learned during the study period lah. So that bila dia tengok tu dia tahu. Bila baca, boleh lah, you dah pernah baca procedure process. Okay, and then workable, yang maksud dia bila buat, dapat apa yang desired, result yang kita nak lah. Okay, the opportunity to ensure that all are appropriately managed is increased. So each of these 12 quality system essential must be addressed if overall lab quality improvement is to be achieved. Suka ke, tak suka ke, kan? These 12 quality system need to be addressed dekat dalam quality manual. Untuk bila you prepare document lah untuk seeking for the accreditation. Not only in the manual, not only in the paper, but also need to be reflected dalam you punya dalam you punya activity physical lah. Okay, they want to see the process itself, not on the paper only. The quality management system model was developed by CLS and is fully compatible with the ISO standard. Okay, so dia dua-dua dia cover lah. Assuring accuracy and reliability. Again, reliability throughout the path of workflow depends on good management of all of the quality essential. Okay, implementing a quality management system may not guarantee an error-free laboratory. Tak ada, no one perfect kan. Walaupun kita implement the quality management system, it doesn't mean everything will be 100% correct. Okay, tak ada error langsung. Ada, okay. But does yield a high quality laboratory that detects error and prevent them from recurring. Mungkin kita tahu, maksudnya sebelum jadi kita tahu dulu, oh ada potential. Itu. So that we can prevent. Dan kalau kata dia ada kemungkinan tak boleh tak dikawal terjadi, maka ia jadi dalam keadaan yang very minimum effect to our work performance. Okay, so now we go through the 12th one. First, organization. So organisation ni belajar kan, dalam organisasi biasanya ada contoh lah. So we have to determine lah who's what kind of position that should be assigned in that particular organisation. Okay, then that organisation chart should be available and being assessed by everyone. So diorang tahu ni siapa ketua dekat sini. Dia boleh cari lah. Contohnya dekat website kan. Okay, personnel. The most important lab resource is competent and motivated staff. Betul. You are competent but then you tak bersemangat. So datang lab pun macam buat hala balai. Walaupun sebenarnya you memang competent staff. But that because you are not motivated. So that is why kena manage personnel ni. Nak macam mana nak upgrade the motivation. Macam mana nak sustain the motivation. Okay, nak kena bagi hadiah ke kan. Hadiah guano. Nak kena bagi dalam bentuk duit ke, percutian, package percutian ke Dubai. Contohlah. Ataupun akan bagi apa, kita buat family day, the whole department kan, then covered by the kuliah, example. Okay, so something to motivate, because when people happy working in that workplace, they will, dia tak akan berkira lah buat kerja, isn't it? Okay, so the quality management system addresses many elements of personnel management and oversight and remind us of the importance of encouragement and motivation. Okay, di biasa company-company yang macam established ni, dia suka buat morning briefing pagi-pagi. Saya personally when I being part of the macam SRC lah kalau dekat sini. Kalau dekat UKM tu kita panggil sebagai PP, Persatuan Mahasiswa. Lupa dah nama. MPP, Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar. Sorry. We call as MPP lah dekat sini, SRC kan. That is the thing lah, maksudnya kena ada good motivation. So kita masa dekat saya dalam organisation dulu, I do have my own office. So my committee about 200. Yang dia punya ketua-ketua tu ada dalam berapa more than 10. So every morning we have morning briefing. Selepas morning briefing tu pergilah masing-masing yang ada kelas ke, they want to continue their works at the office ke. Okay, we do have our own office, then kita buat morning briefing. Semua dah bersemangat. Okay, equipment. Many kind of equipment are used in the lab and each piece of equipment must be functioning properly. So kena check. So what to do? So kena choose the right equipment. Okay, choose the right equipment. Bukan choose the best model ever. Nak juga je nama Apple mesin kat dalam lab tu. Nah, okay, choose the right equipment, installing it correctly. So that's why when we purchase, kan kita kena tengok dalam spek yang dia letak, dalam quotation dia, adakah dia termasuk dengan installment. Okay, and dia termasuk tak dengan maintenance. Okay, lepas tu ada tak warranty for the product. So we have to ensure that bila dia install and dia check memang produk dah maksudnya workable, dia ajar juga, dia termasuk dengan training sekali. And then maintenance for 1 year, warranty for 1 year. So benda tu semua you kena tengok bila you nak purchase item. Okay, purchasing and inventory. So why proper management of purchasing and inventory is very important? Because we want to save the cost. Okay, ensure suppliers and reagents are available when needed. Kan, bila you tak ni nanti kan, dia bila you buat purchasing inventory ni you ada record. So you dah letakkan dalam kita punya prosedurnya, every time quantity dah tinggal 5 contohnya, it's mean dah kena pergi reorder. Dia bukan tunggu habis baru beli. Dia tunggu bila sampai minimum quantity must restock. Must restock. And then bila kita restock, dia ada susunan pula. Bukan main suka letak je. Mana yang dah lama dia akan duduk kat barisan depan. Siapa yang junior-junior duduk barisan belakang. Gitulah. Termasuk dengan kita punya sebenarnya chemical reagent yang kita beli. Okay. To ensure that all reagent and suppliers are of good quality, used and stored in a manner that preserve integrity and reliability. So that's why bila kita beli reagent ke apa, dia datang sekali dengan kita request dia punya apa ya, dia punya safety data sheet dia. So that you boleh tahu yang sepatutnya ini disimpan dekat mana. Jenis kabinet macam mana diperlukan. Adakah boleh disimpan dekat room temperature? Ada memerlukan proper storage cabinet ke? Kalau tidak tu dah beli-beli kan. Rupanya sebenarnya kena masuk dekat liquid nitrogen. Padahal tak ada pun liquid nitrogen tank. Kan bermasalah. Lepas tu adakah alternatif boleh masuk tak dekat freezer minus 120? It is equivalent with liquid nitrogen. Okay, then fine. So that is why beli dia bukan dah sampai baru fikir dia letak mana. Bila beli dia dah kena ada dah bayangan. Nanti akan simpan dekat mana. Nanti nak guna, nanti nak capai kat mana. Dekat mana nak isi borang. Semua tu must be in place. Okay. Process control. Okay, it is comprised of several factors that are important in ensuring the quality of the lab testing processes. So quality control for testing, appropriate management of the sample, it include collecting and handling. Okay, collecting, handling, testing, verification, validation, itu semua ada dalam proses control. Okay, information management, the product of the lab is information. Betul kan? By the end of the day, you dapat information. Apakah penyakit sebenarnya atau apakah infection dia dapat. Apakah sebenarnya result dari histopathology. So, information. Primarily in the form of test reporting. Okay, so the information or the data needs to be carefully managed to ensure accuracy and confidentiality, as well as accessibility to the lab staff and to the healthcare providers. So dia memang kena put as a confidential, but then kena ensure juga maksudnya yang staff yang tertentu ni dia boleh access benda tu bila dia perlukan. Mungkin sebab tu kita bagilah password ke apa kan, untuk yang ada authorized personnel ni dia dapat access. Information may be managed and conveyed with either paper system or with computer. So later nanti kita belajarlah dalam information management nak decide paper system ke nak guna computer. Document and record also be covered by me. So we can say that some of it nampak macam the overlapping, but dia ada correlation lah, ada antara satu sama lain, but they are actually different things. Okay, documents document record and information management. Okay, so what inside the document also are information, but the information is coming from many sources, not only from the documents and records. Documents are needed in the lab to inform how to do things. Okay, documents ni inform kita macam mana nak buat sesuatu lah. Procedure, process, lab manual. So record must be meticulously maintained so as to accurate and accessible. And we need to entertain it. Most of them are confidential. Okay, so occurrence management. What is occurrence? Occurrence ni adalah error. Macam nak uruskan apa-apa error dekat dalam lab. Okay, apa-apa event yang tak sepatutnya berlaku, accident is also an occurrence, kan? So a system need, okay, a system is needed to detect this problem or occurrences, handle them properly and learn from mistake and take action so that the same mistake that we are doing tu takkan happen again. Okay, assessment. Assessment is a process. The process of assessment is a tool for examining lab performance. So kita nak assess lab performance kita, whether it is follow the standard or not. Dia at par tak dengan benchmark yang ada. Sekarang kita nak refer kat mana? Doktor. Biasa machine datang, dia ada lah juga dia punya benchmark dia untuk tahu performance of the machine. So we compare lah dengan value yang being provided to us. Okay, it may be internal. Okay, it also can be conducted externally. Okay, so the lab quality system are an important part of the assessment process, serving as benchmark for the laboratory. Okay, so process improvement. The primary goal in the quality management system is continuous improvement of the lab process. And this must be done in a systematic manner. Okay, there are a number of tools that are useful for process improvement. So, kenalah gunakanlah tools tu yang sepatutnya. What about customer service? Customer service ni kalau sebenarnya tak ada customer untuk service yang bagi, tak adalah berlaku ni transition, isn't it? Okay, so the concept of customer service has often been overlooked in lab practice. Okay, however, it is important to note that the lab is a service organization. Yeah, it's provide service. It just whether it's open service to the public ataupun is in-house service. Dia buat service tu adalah untuk kegunaan hospital tu sendiri. Therefore, it is essential that clients of the lab receive what they need. Isn't it? Okay, so apa bila patient allow kita ambil dia punya sampel kan dekat badan dia, apa yang dia nak, we can say that all of them want to know what exactly happened to them. Okay, so we need to give a good outcome from the lab for interpretation process so that they get what they should know. Okay. Last but not least, facilities and safety. Okay, so there are many factors that being part of the quality management of facility and safety. What is them? They include security, containment, safety and ergonomics. Okay, so facility and safety ni nanti Dr. Ibrahim yang akan ajar. Okay, now we go a bit on the history of the lab quality management. So that the ISO 9000 define quality management as coordinated activities to direct and control an organization with a regard to quality. Nampak tak? So dia memang tersusun. You jadi researcher ni memang you talk about systematic. Kan, not only systematic review that you learn, it's being conducted in a systematic way. Okay, by being a researcher memang semua benda kena buat secara sistematik lah, tersusun. So same goes to the management side. Okay, so itulah yang ISO 9000 is focus on the quality management, more to the operation. Okay, so this is intimately related to the definition of a quality system. Organizational structure, resources, processes, and procedure needed to implement quality management. So the quality management concept in use today had their onset in the 20th century and are primarily an outgrowth of manufacturing and shop processes. So when we say that we are complying with the ISO 9000, we need to show that everything in order. So ada tempat kalau orang nak bagi komplain. So ada proses bila kalau dah ada komplain, macam mana komplain tu being entertained. Siapa yang akan review, siapa yang akan jawab, berapakah masa yang diambil untuk menjawab. Gitulah. Okay, so principal innovators, aduh sakit-sakit. Sorry. Principal innovators and their contribution. Okay, one of the earliest concept of the quality management movement was that of quality control of the product. Sherwood developed a method of statistical process control in the 1920s, okay, forming the basis for quality control procedure in lab. So itu dia punya asas lah macam mana orang cakap pasal quality management dekat lab ni. Okay, dia start dengan statistical process. Quality control method were not applied in the lab until 1940s. Okay, ada critical thinkers and innovators including Armand Figueroa, Kaoru Ishikawa and Genichi Taguchi added to the concept. So dia among pioneer yang develop all this quality management system. So the most recent method is Garvin's work on micro scale error reduction. So semua tu nak kata quality lah. Okay, I think this is the last part, international lab standard. So why we need the international lab standard? Because it is part of quality management assessment, measuring performance against a standard or benchmark. So it is under international, so that when we say that our lab being accredited with the international lab standard punya ni kan, so we can export our product throughout internationally. Because it being accepted dekat mana-mana lah bila kita guna yang international punya standard. Kalau you guna local, kemungkinan besar tak boleh transport dekat USA, tak boleh transport dekat Afghanistan, kan. So because it's just local punya ni, tak being recognized. So the concept of quality management requires that standard be set, and again industry has been in the lead. So apa tu important lab standard organisation again? ISO and CLSI. So there is two reference that we use. Okay. So we start with the ISO. Just a bit lah what is ISO? ISO ni being established by the USA military for the manufacture and production of equipment. Dia start dengan sebenarnya military group. Okay. And then the ISO 1000 document provide guidance for quality in manufacturing and service industries, okay, and can be broadly applied to many other kinds of organisation. Mana-mana je lah yang ada manufacturing, they can apply that ISO 9000 as well. So ISO 9001, 2000 ni maksudnya dia punya updated year, okay. Addresses general quality management system requirement and applied to laboratories. ISO 5189, this one focus on medical laboratories, particular requirement for quality and competence. Okay, so it is actually under being introduced in Geneva. Okay, International Organization for Standardization 2007. Okay, and the last one is ISO 72025. Okay, this one ni adalah general requirement for the competence of testing and calibration laboratories. So lab yang ada buat test lab kan, petrol lab ke apa ke, kalau dia memang buka tu public untuk ni, perhaps they seek for 72025. Any research lab lah yang ada buat testing kan, test for toxicity. So rather than request for 15189, they should request for 70025. Okay. Ni dah ada updated in 2005 Later saya rasa 2012 kot. 2017 ada lagi yang latest lah, 72025 ni. Dah ada yang updated version. So every time ada updated version, biasanya kalau yang jadi reviewer kan, auditor ni dia kena pergi datang workshop lagi lah. So that they will learn apa dia punya yang latest punya standard and dia prepare. Okay, CLSI is referring to Clinical and Lab Standard Institute. Okay, previously it's been known as NCCLS, which is National Committee for Clinical Laboratory Standard. Okay, there are two documents very important in the clinical laboratory that we have to refer. The Quality Management System Model for Healthcare, Improved Guideline, second edition. That is the number of the ataupun code for the document, and the application of a quality management system model for lab services. Okay. Alamak, dia jadi read only pula. Okay, that's all everyone. Alhamdulillah, saya dah introduction. Okay. So, ada soalan setakat ini? Tak ada. Clear
Ya.
Okay. So, kita rehat sekejap boleh tak? Boleh Kita sepatutnya kelas kita sampai pukul 4.30 kan? Okay, lepas ni kita masuk second part. Sorry. Supposedly hari ni kita cover introduction and equipment management kan? Okay. So, kejap lagi kita sambung equipment management. So, kita rehat sekejap. Pukul 4 kita sambung Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, harap semua orang dah settle dah. Dah minum air. Dah loncat-loncat dulu. Okay. Saya dekat sebelah saya ni, husband saya beli treadmill yang untuk walking. Yang boleh letak iPad lah dekat depan tu. Yang boleh lipat-lipat. So saya kata mula dia letak dekat tempat dia sebab working area. Saya kat rumah ni, dia meja saya dengan meja dia sebelah-sebelah. So now dia letak dekat tengah-tengah. So that both of us boleh kalau dah rasa dah letih ni naik ke atas treadmill ni sambil berjalan. Okay, sampai tahap gitulah. Padahalnya jalan je lah dekat luar rumah tu kan. Tapi ya, kalau rasa malu nak berjalan kat luar, jalan dalam rumah. Okay. Okay, semua ready to go our second part today. So we done for the introduction for the quality lab management. Okay, apa dia 3 ART tadi yang the 3 important things for the quality lab tadi.
Accuracy, reliability,
One more?
timeless.
Okay. Okay, so kena follow time kan? Okay, good. Thank you, Aiman. Okay, now kita pergi kepada second part. Okay, we done the introduction. Now ada 12 kan essential tu kan? Okay, ada 12 essential in the quality management system. So we start with the first one, which is management of the equipment. Okay. So far boleh ikut Berat tak?
Boleh.
Dan dia sebenarnya mudah difahami. Nanti bila you tengok, oh banyak juga nak kena macam, sebab dia setiap words yang ada tu all are important. All are important words lah. Okay. So yeah, let's just go to the second part. Okay. We start with our first essential in QMS, which is equipment. Okay, management of the equipment. So nampak ni gambar dekat sini ni. So apakah gambar yang Syarifah nampak dekat sini? Ada tak yang Syarifah kenal? Syarifah Syarif.
Saya nampak mikroskop.
Mikroskop. Okay, betul. Correct. Syikin Zawawi. Thank you. Syikin Zawawi. You nampak apa Syikin? Gambar dia tak apa nak clear dah ni. Beri compile gini ni. Tapi apa yang Syikin nampak? Satu. Ini apa ni? Kotlah dia boleh teka. Apa ni? Nazura tahu tak apa ni? You dah belajar histologi kan? Ni kalau saya tak salah jugalah. Apa dia agaknya ni? Anyone lah, anyone. Nabhan? Can you
Tak tahu.
apa dia? Ni hot plate ni. Hot plate. Yang ni? Something untuk reader. Saya rasa macam PCR punya mesin juga ni. Dia ada reader kat atas ni. Yang ni, kalau tak tahulah. Zuliza. Apa dia ni? What is this? We use this one untuk nak mixkan solution dekat dalam beaker ataupun tube. You tekan dia dekat situ, dia tu. Zuliza, boleh tangkapkah benda apa ni? Zahira Suhaimi. Tak ada idea juga. Okay, ni memang kena bawa masuk lab selalu. Apa ni? Apa dia? Apa ni? Yang guna untuk mixkan anything dekat dalam ni. Daripada you goncang-goncang gini, letak situ. Apa tu?
Centrifuge ke doktor?
Okay, centrifuge guna untuk mixkan juga. But this is not centrifuge. Ini adalah vortex. Kan ni warna hitam ni. Kenal tak vortex?
Kenal.
Kenal.
Tadi di tengah fikir.
Okay, this one apa ni? tak berapa clear lah gambar ni, tapi dia berkait dengan hot plate ni juga dalam proses histopatology.
Microtom kan?
Microtom.
Pandai microtom. Okay, good. Dah lah. Kalau pergi tanya banyak lagi, dia macam samar-samar kan. Okay, tak apa. Saya pun tak berapa nak nampak sangat ni. Okay, why proper management of equipment is important? Again, tadi kita belajar art kan? Samalah, maksudnya bila kita kata the important of quality management, termasuk kenapa equipment pun penting, sebab inilah sebab art tadi, to ensure the art, the accurate, reliable and timely testing. Okay, timely testing. So 3 benda ni yang kita nak ensure. So apa the benefit, what's the benefit that we can gain when we have a good equipment management? Okay, first, we can help to maintain a high level of lab performance. Okay. Second, we can reduce variation in test result and improve the technology's confidence in the accuracy of testing result. Kan? So kalau equipment kita tu tak ada quality, okay, bukan good equipment, letak mula-mula 5 kilo. Timbang kedua tiba-tiba 500 pula dah. So that is not a quality product. Bukan produk yang quality, it need to be expensive. No. Okay. It need to be able to read what is supposed to read. Faham dah? Kalau berat dia 5 kilo, kalau letak mesti kena tunjukkan setubik 5 kilo lah. Tak adalah 500 gram. Okay, so reduces variation. So selalu penimbang kat rumah saya ni, kalau dah nak habis bateri lah kan, selalu timbang 50 kilo. Sekali naik penimbang jadi 45. Oh dah happy dah, ingatkan berat badan dah turun dengan mendadak 5 kilo. Sekali rupa-rupanya bateri dah lemah. So macam itulah nak cakap ni, okay. So lowest repair cost as fewer repairs will be needed for a well-maintained instrument. Bila you ada good management kan, you bila request untuk untuk nak beli, nak purchase any equipment, you have to ensure juga produk ni produk daripada mana. Okay, it is a product that made from Japan. Okay, what about the spare part? Ni yang memang very common ke? Is it easy to get? Ataupun memang setiap kali kalau dia ada kita punya spare part ni ada yang part yang rosak kan, dia tak ada spare part dekat Malaysia. Dia need to contact to yang kena request daripada Japan lah baru boleh dapat. So dia akan time consume, isn't it? Time consume. Lepas tu kalau bila kita minta macam tu dengan bahagian tertentu saja, mungkin dia punya transportation cost tu will be higher compared to the price of the item itself. So that is why we need to consider as well. The repair cost tu lower or not. Okay, lengthen instrument life. Lengthen instrument life. So biasanya produk ni dia bertahan berapa? 10 tahun lifespan dia. Okay, dia berkait dengan warranty lah. Okay, that's why kita kena tahu berapa warranty yang dia bagi, dia provide. So that we can expect that dia kata warranty, within 3 years ni kita tak perlu risau lah. Rosak ke, tersangkut kat mana-mana ke, we just resend back to the supplier. And sometimes when they say that they provide you with a warranty, ada produk kadang tu kan, warranty tu, not only dia akan cakap part-part tertentu ni dia cover, dia akan kata anything. Once ada rosak kat mana-mana, they're not going to give you any spare part to replace, but they're going to to give you new equipment terus. You rosak kat part-part sini je, bila you kena return sebab dia akan bagi terus yang baru. Dia tak tolong repair saja bahagian itu. Okay, so it depend lah apa dia punya agreement yang ada. Okay, increase safety for workers. Tak adalah maksudnya bila macam overheated je kan, terlebih dia punya kepanasan tertentu boleh meletup. Kan bahaya kan. So melainkan maksud lepas tu dia ada safety pula. Kalau kata dia reach je berapa degree ni, dia akan auto cut daripada any electrical punya supply. So that is the safety precaution. So that's why good equipment management is very good. Not good equipment, the management of the equipment, kan? The good management, okay? For that particular equipment. So produces greater customer satisfaction. Ni yang towards the end lah. Maksudnya bila kita ada good management for the equipment, okay, towards the end outcome from the machine tu akan keluar outcome yang correct outcome, correct data, so that we can give a satisfaction to our customer. Okay, what is the element to be considered while managing the lab equipment? So yeah, just assume you are a lab manager. Okay, you can be also a quality manager and you are involving now in the laboratory purchasing. Okay, the lab equipment purchasing kan, ataupun you kena handle the manage lah. So apa benda yang you need to consider, element yang need to be considered while managing the lab equipment? Selection and purchasing. Bila you nak pilih barang tu, lepas tu bila you nak purchase, select lah, you ada 10 quotation, and then nak purchase ni you nak buat pembayaran dan sebagainya, nak beli kan, and then you nak install pula. Calibrate and performance evaluation pun kena ambil tahu. Maintenance, troubleshooting, service and repair, retiring and disposing of equipment. All this you need to consider before you purchase any item. Kena consider. Nanti kalau chemical ni nak buang tu, nak buang kat mana? Boleh ke buang kat longkang je? Boleh tak buang kat sinki je? Kena ada proper container tak? Where can we send this the use chemical? Nak hantar dekat mana? So we need to know all those things. So ada tak services yang provided? Okay. So all this need to be considered. Responsibility of the lab director. So when you are lab director, when talk about the management of the equipment, apa dia lab director punya responsibility? First, oversee all the equipment management system in the laboratory. Dia oversee je. Okay. And then the lab director need to ensure that all person who will be using the instrument have been appropriately trained. Dia bukan maksudnya datang kan, you datang for orientation, dia bagi tahu okay, ini adalah ini hot plate, hot ni adalah microtow machine, yang ni adalah processor dia, this one pula for staining, auto stainer pula tu you tak pernah pakai lagi seumur hidup you, and then this one ni apa. Dia bagi tahu you, lepas tu dia kata kat situ adalah dia punya lab procedure ke apa kan, pandai-pandai lah guna. Tak boleh. Maksudnya dia kena tunjuk dan tengok you buat pula. That is what is mean by train. Okay. So siapa je pakai kena train dulu, baru boleh dia pakai. And understand how to both properly operate the instrument and perform all necessary routine. Nampak tak? Ini dia kata kompetensi tadi. Need to be competent. So bila dia train, dia kena ensure masa dia train tu, you have to ensure that you boleh operate, boleh guna mesin tu, instrument tu properly, dengan betul. And then, guna alatan tu is one thing. And then apa dia prosedur nak buat tu? Prosedur nak buat tu pun, menggunakan peralatan tu dengan betul juga perlu diperhatikan. So ada dua lah. Okay, so task number 1 can be delegated to the lab technologies. Nak cakapnya sepatutnya dia lah to ensure tu. Tapi macam mana dia ensure, tak semestinya dia yang turun padang. Duduk situ dia yang juga nak train. Lab director banyak lagi kerja lain Jadi the person have to assign someone else to ensure, again, mesti kena train. Mesti kena kena have to ensure that the personnel tu after being trained able to operate the instrument, able to perform all necessary routine maintenance procedure for that particular machine. Gitu. Okay. So task number 2 ni can be delegated to the lab technologies. So oversight of an equipment management program includes, what does it mean bila kita kata oversight the equipment management program? Assigning responsibility for all activities. Okay. So adalah responsible personnel yang dilantik. Ensuring that all personnel are trained in operation and maintenance, not only trained to operate but also to maintain. Dua benda. Dia pandai guna dan dia pandai macam mana nak buat, nak maintain the instrument. Dia nak buat quality control, dia buat services ke apa benda lah. Monitoring the equipment management activities including reviewing all equipment record routinely. Ni rutin, hari-hari datang dia buat apa, dia pergi check. Review apa record yang patut-patut. Updating the maintenance procedure as necessary ensuring that all procedures are followed. So nak mudahnya kalau orang jenis kerja yang rutin dia sama ni, dia kena ada checklist. Hari ni dia patut buat apa? So this one, okay, dia kena pergi check kat sini. Dia pergi tengok, dia ni dah record kat sini, dia patut dia tick. This one done. Dan. Tarik ada signature dia. Okay, ensure that all procedures are followed. So please remember everyone, day-to-day maintenance should be the responsibility of the technical operator. Yang harian-harian nak pergi check ni technical operator boleh kerja. Okay, everyone who uses the equipment should be trained in calibration and daily maintenance. Okay, so gembira tak kalau you memang diberi peluang being trained? Sometimes memanglah kita tak pandai, tak ada orang yang maksudnya datang-datang tu pandai, isn't it? So kalau dia kebetulan dia yang experienced person, of course lah dia ada credit lebih daripada you. But it doesn't mean kalau you datang dengan qualification yang sama, sebab being trained adalah responsible kepada majikan. Tapi kadang majikan ambil shortcut, carilah orang experience daripada nak kena train kan. Maksudnya dia kena train juga sebab dia yang kena pastikan dia kompetensi. Dia tak boleh sekadar dia tanya you pandai buat. Kata ya. Yang ni you pernah buat? Ya. Dia kena test. The personnel should be tested in the lab to ensure the kompetensi tu. Tak boleh. Walaupun contoh kan Zuliza dengan saya lah pergi interview. Kononnya saya tak naklah kerja kat UAE dah. So saya apply kerja dekat lab. Kebetulan Zuliza pun apply. Kalau nak cakap kata habis lah, Dr. Azidah mesti dapat. Tak dapat lah Kak Zuliza kalau tengok dari pergi experience. Tapi sebenarnya majikan yang adil, dia tak boleh tengok gitu. Dan cakapnya saya layak, Zuliza pun layak. Dari segi minimum requirement. Jadi apa patut buat, kalaupun saya diterima, they have to assess my skill as well. Kena buatlah competency test. Saya tak payahlah nak maksudnya nak segan sangat tu kan. Dah kata kita apply for the position. So they will test and then they have responsibility untuk train you kalau kata you tak capai kompetensi tu. Set dia dah lama tak buat kan. Mungkin dia tak competence. And then you show and then dia akan tahu you dekat level mana. And then the organisation have responsible to train you and ensure that you are competent. Tapi kadang-kadang dia orang kan takut nak semua orang bagi pandai, takut nanti pakat cabut belaka. Bila gaji tak seberapa kan. That's why kena ada management of personnel. Untuk you nak retain the workers yang dia train tu. Mana nak bagi dia orang retain? Kena bagi environment yang menggembirakan kan. Tak adalah sampai maksudnya kata bagi bonus setiap bulan. Tak, ada flexibility of working hours. Kalau datang pukul 8, baru balik pukul 5. Kalau yang mana ada masalah, yang maksudnya keluarga tu nak kena hantar anak tadika, taska, sekolah menengah, sekolah rendah. Semua level ada belaka. Dia pergi round satu Kuantan, pukul 9 baru possible ada dekat office, for example. So that mungkin flexible hours dia masuk pukul 9, habis pukul 6 lah. So, mungkin orang akan lebih rasa tenang lah to work. Because they can manage their personal matter first. Okay, everyone who uses the equipment should be trained in calibration and daily maintenance. Selecting and acquiring equipment. Okay, so what is the criteria need to be considered when selecting lab equipment? Okay, kena tanyalah soalan-soalan ni. Why and how will the equipment be used? Bila nak guna? Macam mana nak guna? The equipment should be matches against the service the laboratory provides. So nak cakapnya kita bagi servis apa? Equipment ni sebenarnya memang boleh tak bantu ni proses nak hasilkan untuk produce the service. Tak adalah you buat DNA services. Tapi you beli tu histology punya machine kan. You beli microtome. Patut you tak provide pun service untuk histopatology. Kan kedah jadi membazir. Dia kena matching dah. Okay. Sebabkan you tengok kata best ni doktor. Tak ada orang lain yang ada machine macam ni. Kita belilah. Masalahnya kita provide tak service tu. So jangan nak membazir. Okay, so what are the performance characteristics of the instrument? Is it sufficiently accurate and reproducible to suit the needs of the testing to be done? What are the facility requirement, including the requirement for physical space? So kalau kata machine tu perlu letak, dia akan mengeluarkan, for example, because we are using certain chemical, so throughout the process tu, dia akan dia akan release odor, bad odor, for example Okay, so perhaps ada tak kena letak dekat dengan, kena ada separated room ke? Ada room tu kena ada ventilation yang macam mana? Nak kena ada exhaust fan ke apa benda ke, nak sedut-sedut bau Benda-benda gitulah. Okay, lepas tu dia punya space dekat bilik tu besar mana? Ada ketinggian tertentu tak? So all those things dia tak boleh lah beli dulu. Lepas tu akhirnya memang nak menyediakan bilik is another thing, right? Sebab nak memastikan spek. So that's why kena tahu dulu the requirement dia. Okay, adakah physical space tu ada kat kita? Will the cost of the equipment will be within the lab budget? Ni satu lagi lah kan. We need to apa ya, orang kata ukur baju di badan sendiri. Gitu. So sama lah juga lab budget. Okay. Nak cakapnya memanglah ideally nak ada 12 set. Pelajar 12 orang, nak setiap orang dapat satu, buat masing-masing. Tapi bajet kita boleh beli 5 je. Daripada tak ada, belilah 5 dulu. So it should be within our budget. So that rather than allow student to do it personally, mungkin dia buat in group. Ataupun buat rotation lah. This time round 5 orang dulu datang. Next nanti another 5. Again, we need to relook what we want to achieve. Okay? If we need everyone achieve, everyone competence, it means even though we have only 5 set, for example, 5 set, mean we need to do rotation to ensure that everybody being tested individually. Will reagent be readily available? Ni pun satu juga ni. Dah beli mesin, tapi reagent ni enggak ada. So also incorrect. Okay, so saya dulu masa purchase untuk histopathology lab dekat apa ni? Krim. Dulu krim nama ikraku. So masa dekat krim tu, sampai ke chemical ni, saya masukkan dalam tu untuk diorang ni bekalkan setahun. Nak cakapnya kalau you buat proses histologi tu tak berhenti setahun, kita takkan ada takkan kehabisan reagent. And then dia punya services post ni termasuk dengan training sekali. Datang sekurang-kurangnya 2 training buat. Saya siap buat training tu berbayar. Maksudnya kita buat duit pula dengan dia datang sebab dah masuk dalam servis dia. Pandai lah, kena ambil pandai kesempatan lah. Dia takkanlah cakap nanti, oh doktor dah buat duit pula, dia datang kan. Dia kata, dah memang kita bayar dah equipment dia. So package lah tu sekali. So kena buat gitu. So bila dia datang maintenance, reagent readily available tu also need to be ensured. Okay. What else? Will reagent be provided free of charge for a limited period of time? If so, for how long? Dia cakap kat you, ini kita bagi you sekali lah. Ada reagent will be provided, doktor. Sekali, reagent tu pakai, dia punya sebulan habis dah. You tak standby ni. You tak tahu pun tu guna untuk berapa lama. That's why you need to know. Kalau dia kata bagi free of charge, tak apa lah. Tapi you kena tahu, ini berapa lama ni. So maksudnya you kena ada, kan? You kena ada budget yang untuk daily punya, yang untuk monthly punya management ni. So you have to assume that while you purchase, dia datang dengan ada free reagent ni. Next month, you dah start kena ada budget for that particular reagent. Dah kena tahulah berapa harga reagent. Jangan kira dapat free tu je. You need to know actually how much if you need to purchase it by yourself. So it need to be easy for staff to operate. Tak adalah sampai nak operate tu, nak memulakan tu sampai 20 step. 10 kali baca, salah lagi langkah. So dia sepatutnya yang mudah, maksudnya dia bagi instruction kat situ, switch on the plug, kan, and then you tekan button on dekat situ. Oh dah siap dah. Example lah. Okay, dia shorter, maksudnya lagi bagus lah. Okay, dari segi dia punya step tu. Okay, so that is what is mean with easy to be operate. Dia tak tedious. Even instruction dekat situ tu pun boleh buat dengan clear. Okay, selalu saya buat even dekat saya punya, you boleh buat juga instruction tu dalam bentuk gambar kan. You tunjuk gambar kat button mana tu nak pergi tekan. Dekat plug yang dia cakap ni, plug mana, ambil gambar plug tu, letak dekat dalam dia punya guideline dia tu. Okay, will instruction be available in a language that is understood? Yeah, we do understand. URA ni medium instruction is English, isn't it? Okay, so but the thing is it possible also that we can provide by language kat situ ke? Saya ikut keadaan lah. So if everyone supposedly know how to read English, tak payahlah sampai semua 5 bahasa nak letak situ. Okay, one language is enough. Okay, is there a retailer for the equipment in the country with available services? Again lah, ini saya cakap tadi, when we purchase actually the product is coming from Japan kan, German, but then kita ada tak retailer dekat Malaysia sendiri, so that we can get any spare part ke apa tu boleh dapat cepat lah. So jangan tertipu juga dengan, kalau bukan tipu lah, tapi don't opt to something yang memang murah, cheaper. But then rupanya after services tu maintenance kita tinggi. So kita akan menanggung satu yang lebih besar lah. Does the equipment have a warranty? So bila you request kan, dia akan bagi dekat situ, okay doktor, you purchase this equipment, this is something that come together with the equipment. So ini benda yang you kena tengok lah. Tiba-tiba warranty pun tak ada kat situ. Okay, are there any safety issues to consider? Again, termasuk data tadi nak place dekat mana kan, chemical apa yang gunakan, is the chemical that reagent that being used is hazardous ke tak, kena ada proper storage, kena guna ke. Okay, so is it better to purchase or lease equipment? What do you think? Akilah, you rasa better purchase ke better lease equipment? Ataupun you rasa macam mana cara kita nak consider, nak lease ke, nak ambil lease equipment ke, nak purchase equipment? Any idea? Contohlah kita nak beli centrifuge machine kan. Okay, kita ada centrifuge machine tapi tak ada yang ada temperature sekali. So that dia boleh control speed, dia boleh control also temperature. Gradient, what we call that saya tak ingat nama dia, tapi centrifuge tu ada, kita boleh control temperature lah. Kita boleh set bila dia habis dia dia centrifuge tu dia akan terus berada pada suhu berapa. Boleh. Ataupun masa dia sedang centrifuge tu dia berada pada suhu berapa. Also we can control that one. Ada that type of centrifuge. But it cost, for example let's say the cost is 100k. 100k kalau kita sewa sebulan kita bayar 5,000. Okay, tapi kalau kita beli 100,000. So kena tengoklah berapa tahun pula kontrak untuk bila kita lease. Sometimes it's come, dia cakap lease kan, but it come with contract. Maksudnya you ambil lease, so you bayar 5,000 tapi you kena you have to pay for that one for 2 years. Baru dapat harga 5,000. So kalau you ambil kontrak itu setahun saja, mungkin harga dia jadi 7,000. So dia adalah pengiraan. Macam ni, siapa kat rumah ada kowe? Kowe dia ada kan, dia offer untuk you lease, dia bunyi macam purchase ke, bayar sekali langsam, ataupun dia kata, dia sebut apa ya, sewa beli. Pernah dengar? Maksudnya you bayar installment, tapi sampai satu masa nanti you habis je bayar installment tu, jadi you punya lah. Itu, tapi ada kontrak lah dekat situ. Okay, so kalau yang purchase maksudnya you bayar terus lah sekali langsam. So ada pro and cons kan? Tengoklah. Kalau kata you beli, sebab dia letak yang maksudnya you ni, dia akan ada kontrak juga. Sometimes kalau dia cakap tak ada kontrak pula, orang akan rasa lagi macam, oh okay, kita tak terikat dengan sesuatu yang macam long term lah. Mana tahu daripada kowe minat pula dengan sowe pula ke kan, dia nama lain. So kalau dia kata kontrak, maksudnya you dah bonded dekat dia 2 tahun, you tak boleh return. Yang maksudnya you still kena bayar walaupun you tak minat dengan produk dia. Adalah sometimes condition yang macam tu. So you terikat untuk bayar. Okay, so tengoklah purchase or lease. So even we at the department, kuliah ada buat lease untuk, if I'm not mistaken, untuk machine photostat. So all the department ada our own machine, photostat machine tu, tapi kita ambil yang lease. Tak purchase, pernah purchase tapi rosak. So bila kita buat lease, jadi supplier ni yang bagi kita pinjam ni, kalau ada ink habis ke apa ke, dia yang akan datang install. Kadang-kadang ada apa-apa rosak, call je dia datang servis. So semua benda dia settlekan all the problem, we just pay yang monthly je. Bunyi macam untung juga kan. Tak payah fikirlah all the daily punya ni. Ink tak cukup ke apa ke, ada je masalah, call je. Dia orang settle. Kalau dia rasa mesin tu problem, dia tukar yang baru. But they are going to take responsibility on the functioning of the machine. But again, we have to look at dia punya ni lah. Apa dia punya kontrak yang ada. Okay. So yang tadi macam first photostat machine tu saya rasa untung lah. Because bukan murah pun machine photostat ni. So kalau kita tak perlu maksudnya nak, iyalah kan, tak perlu nak maintain, so mungkin sebenarnya lagi untung. So before purchasing, ask if wiring diagram, computer software information, ni semua benda yang you kena relook lah, tengok dulu. Ada ke tak ada provided, okay? Warranty, dia punya manufacturer, sama ada dia datang tak buat installment. Ini nanti kan dia hantar dekat you, lepas tu install sendiri. Okay, tapi macam contoh saya beli treadmill kan, dia punya syarat untuk dapat warranty 10 tahun contoh kan. Saya tak ingat, saya tak tahu ni berapa warranty, 10 tahun ke berapa tahun ni. Tapi dia akan sampai je barang, daripada nak unboxing tu, nak buka tu kena buat video. You buka kotak sampai you install sampai dia terangkat tu, you kena hantar video. Once video tu dia tengok sampai dekat dia, barulah warranty tu dia accept. Itulah cara maksudnya macam mana orang nak cuba maksudnya they try to make it easier for the customer juga kan. At the same time they are trying to secure diorang punya ni part to ensure that yang datang tu memang in a good condition. Kalau tidak kan tak cukup sampai sebulan tiba-tiba orang tu kata dia punya tu rosak sana sini kan. Padahal that's a quality product. So dekat situlah you nak ni. So the manufacturing maintenance can be included in the contract, and if so, whether maintenance can be included in the contract, and if so, whether apa ni ayat saya ni? Ayat berulang-ulang ke? Nanti relook balik lah. Okay, so kena tengoklah kontrak. Kalau tak ada, request untuk masukkan. And then before you install, you consider pula all these things. Okay, dari segi physical requirement, electricity, water, space, kan, ruang kat mana, ini install lah kena ada air sekali tak? Yang mungkin dia kena running tu memerlukan air masuk kan? Ada in out punya ni. Lepas tu electricity. Kat mana switch. Kita dah kata nak letak kat atas meja ni, dekat sudut ni. Sekali plug pun tak ada. Pula dah. Nak pasang plug tu bukan je maksudnya you boleh macam main tarik-tarik je kan. So that is the thing. That's why before install equipment, kena relook dulu all these things. There must be adequate room to move the equipment into the laboratory, considered door opening and elevator access. You beli peti ais tingginya 3 meter. Okay. Lab tu tingkatnya tingkat 10. Lift ni boleh masuk 2 meter je. Jenuh lah. Lepas tu berat pula 100 kilo. Rasa-rasa kalau bawa naik tangga tu, berapa orang nak pikul tu? Nampak tak? Faham tak maksudnya kat situ? So that's why nampak macam benda mudah, but you have to consider many things lah. There must be adequate room to move the equipment. Lepas tu, the vendor's responsibility for installation should be confirmed in writing prior to beginning the installation process. Kan biasanya you akan ni, dia kalau dia install kan, adakah dia punya transportation pergi balik itu ditaja oleh mereka company, ataupun siap-siap kan dia dah cakap ada ni, tapi you have to pay for that. You yang kena maksudnya cover lah all the expenses untuk dia travelling tu. So kalau you tak cover, akhirnya dia tak datang. Akhirnya install sendiri juga. Lepas tu kena baca betul-betul. Okay. That's why kena ada knowledge lah. Waktu kata bila belajar, then you tahu what to expect. Kalau tidak, maksudnya dia kata nanti dia datang. So you tak ada experience kan. So you nampak yang dekat depan mata lah, nampak ayat tu tak pelik. Tapi isunya, adakah sebenarnya memang itu yang you sepatutnya dapat. Okay. And then checklist of the expected performance specification should be developed. so that performance can be quickly verified as soon as the equipment is installed. Ini pun ia juga. Once dah buka, kena cepat-cepat verified lah. Dia tak boleh macam tangguh-tangguh buat kerja, tak boleh. So if equipment is installed by the lab, check the package contain all of the part. So ensure yang maksudnya semua part tu ada. Kadang-kadang tu dia bagi checklist kan. Apa yang you should expect dekat dalam dia punya ni. So sebab itulah bagus sebenarnya buat video unboxing. Jadi bila buka you boleh tunjuk memang itulah yang ada. This is a good of technology. Okay. Kalau kata you pasang kotak nanti dia kata tak, saya dah kira memang cukup 8 masa kita hantar. Tapi you kata tak, memang you buka ada 6 je. So yeah, how to prove that you are you said the truth kan compared to the other person. So make a copy of any software that is part of the system. Do not allow the equipment to be used before it is completely installed. Performance is verified and testing personnel are trained. Nampak ada 3 benda kat situ. Install completely dulu, buat verified dia punya performance, kemudiannya ensure that the personnel being trained. Personnel yang nak guna tu kena train. Okay. So getting equipment ready for service, after install, kena assign responsibility untuk perform the maintenance and operation program. So that is why sebaiknya memang ada satu dedicated lah, one dedicated personnel being assigned for that particular machine. 2 lagi baik. At least kalau seorang ada cuti ke apa, then another person can backup kan. Tak adalah maksudnya memang seorang ni tak ada, memang alamat mesin tu tak bergerak. That is also not good. So that is why dia take responsible, but it doesn't mean that is the only person who know how to operate the machine. Itu salah. Like I said, everyone should be trained kan bila you have to use the machine. So everyone is being trained, but the one who need to manage perhaps tak hanya seorang lah. Kalau ada kekurangan saya, at least ada seorang. And then second person should be appointed to assist if any emergency happen. Develop system for recording the use of part and supplies. Implement written plan for calibration, perform verification, proper operation. Establish schedule maintenance program. Ini biasa kan kalau you masuk dekat lab, ada banyak macam logbook. Kalau tak pun macam ada sheet lah. One sheet yang sebenarnya adalah log sheet. So dekat situ tu dia ada tulis tarikh-tarikh. Kalau you perasan nanti lepas ni kalau pergi lab, kan, nanti view dekat lab tu cuba tengok. Dekat belakang pintu, kadang kalau ada macam, ada chemical ke apa, dekat sebelah dia ada je form yang diselitkan. So siapa-siapa datang buat maintenance tu, dia akan record kat situ. Dekat cooler, dekat incubator, semua ada juga. You can see that one. Bila masuk dalam lab, sekarang kena jadi good observer lah. Okay. So establish maintenance program, include daily, weekly, monthly maintenance tasks. Provide training for all operators. Only personnel who have been trained specifically to properly use the equipment should be authorized as operators. So nampak tak? Nak cakap ni, daily ada, monthly ada, yearly ada. Banyak ni kerja doktor, memang banyak lah. Lepas tu saya kata, to maintain is another things. Letih tau, dia letih. But then, bila kita dah adopt, so kita akan rasa macam, okay, this is the routine that we need to do. But struggle lah. Okay. So you can see here, inventory record to cover calibration, verification, operating procedure. Okay. And then followed by maintenance program, and we need to train all operators. Equipment calibration. Okay. Kita kena follow lah manufacturer direction. Calibrate the instrument with each test run if possible. Biasanya equipment calibration ni, that's why we need to ask for the supplier macam mana nak calibrate. So whether they are going to show you, train you how to do calibration, ataupun ada proper guideline lah to conduct the calibration process. So determine how often the instrument will need to be recalibrated. Penting recalibrated ni sebabnya yang especially machine yang melibatkan measuring. Okay, so yang ada measuring punya part, sebab kita nak ensure that it read what it's supposed to read. Okay, based on its stability and the manufacturer's recommendation. Use calibrators provided by or purchased from the manufacturer. Okay. Performance evaluation. Tadi calibration, performance evaluation pula buat apa? Macam mana nak ensure dia punya performance? how to evaluate the performance. Okay, verification of manufacturer performance claims. Manufacturer provide performance evaluation for testing method. So biasanya manufacturer yang provide dia punya kits lah untuk nak conduct the performance evaluation ni. Okay, so however lab need to verify the manufacturer performance claims and demonstrate they can get the same result using the kits or equipment in their laboratory with their personnel. Okay, so dia bagi dia punya macam nak evaluate, you buat. Jangan delay lah. You kena confirm yang you dapat tu sama macam being claimed by them. Using the same kit. So they already use this kit, this is the result. So now they provide you with the same kits, you need to test sama ada itu nak test you punya skill or another way to test the performance of the dia punya machine itself, whether it's reliable or not. So what is the step for verification? First, test sample with known values. Kita dah tahu lah this one ni memang nilainya 9. Kalau kita ukur, contohlah dia punya kandungan 9 sekian-sekian. Okay. So now you buat pula. Okay, testing with known values and compare the result to the expected or certified value. Second one, if equipment is temperature control, establishing the stability and uniformity of the temperature. Okay, kalau jenis temperature control, you test tu untuk nak tengok dia punya uniformity, dia punya stability of the temperature lah. So tak adalah nanti kan tiba-tiba tak sampai sejam dia drop pula bacaan. Tak jadi 40 dah tiba-tiba 30. So benda tu juga nak kena tengok. Okay, when you start to increase, then you lock, adakah temperature tu dia boleh bertahan berapa lama. Okay. Then what? Performance. Validation of new equipment and associated technique. So how to validate new equipment? Kita run sample in parallel using both old and new equipment. So let's say you have old equipment that actually still can be used, but then dia dah lama kan, dah lebih 20 tahun. Okay, so you are trying to find something yang macam lagi high tech lah, kan? So considering that the previous machine also still can be used, you test dua-dua lah. Yang ini yang previous mungkin guna 10 step, yang ni guna 2 step je dah dapat result. So you compare the result. Okay? And then this validation procedure should be completely recorded. Again, bila buat kan kena record dengan baik. Function check. Function check, kita monitor instrument parameter by performing periodic function check. Check dia punya function adalah. So macam mana nak buat? First check, before using lab routine, before kita nak buat lab routine, kita check. First check, followed by regular checking as suggested by the manufacturer. So biasanya dia datang dengan instruction juga. So example here, kita daily monitoring the temperature of the freezer. Okay. But then kita check pula the accuracy of wavelength calibration. Ini ni ikutlah suggested daripada manufacturer. Bila yang nak kena check dia punya wavelength. Okay. Implementation and equipment maintenance program. So preventive maintenance. Apa itu preventive maintenance? It include measures such as systematic and routine cleaning, adjustment and replacement of equipment part of schedule interval. So itu maksudnya preventive maintenance. So kita maintain the equipment adalah untuk halang dia daripada rosak. So kena ada rutin kita cuci dia, kita replace certain, nampak macam dah masih baik kan? Tapi dah tahu dah this particular part setiap kali dia dah capai 20 kali penggunaan, kena replace. Quality lab dia tak tunggu hangus, dia tak tunggu haus, dia tak tunggu rosak. That is quality lab. Dia tahu lifespan. Yang maksudnya kalau you still guna, dia dah lebih daripada 20, mungkin bacaan dia dah tak accurate. Dia akan start, dah ada dia punya distance, okay, between bacaan tu dah start makin besar. Okay, so we don't want that. Like I said, we are trying to minimize any differences kan. Okay. So that is why kena tahu dah. Dah kata kalau kata 2 minggu walaupun nampak air tu jernih lagi doktor. So again kena tengok. Sometimes dia tengok time. Sometimes satu lagi kalau yang macam tak frequently use, mungkin dia akan tengok berapa kali kah reagent tu digunakan. Example bila kita buat histopatology kan, bila staining kan you ada celup-celup slide kan. Okay, certain lab dia akan mengambil kira berapa banyak slide dah digunakan So setiap kali 100 slide dah guna untuk celup dalam reagen tu, kita kena tukar reagen baru. Walaupun bila you celup, okey lagi doktor masih boleh guna. Untuk quality lab for services tak boleh. Tapi kalau research yang maksudnya you have no option lah because you need to you need to control the cost kan. Mungkin macam boleh terima lagi as long as we can read the result. We can read the slide. Acceptable. Tapi untuk quality lab yang for services tak boleh lah. Dia kena at the best of it. Tak boleh. Kalau nampak kat situ macam iosin tu nak tak nak je. Warna dekat situ warna purple ke warna pink. Warna pun kualiti dah kurang sikit. Tapi you masih boleh baca. So itu sebenarnya dah tak bagus. Okay. Adjustment, replacement, nak clean. Benefits of the preventive maintenance help to prevent, nak prevent apa yang saya sebut-sebut tadi lah. Inaccurate test result due to the equipment failure, delay in reporting result, low productivity, large repair cost. Okay. So the PM ni bukan parliamentary, preventive maintenance, ensure that the equipment tu perform at maximum efficiency. Okay. So maintenance plan include tadi kita belajar preventive maintenance. So ada juga provision for inventory, troubleshooting, repair of equipment. Itu semua adalah dalam maintenance plan. Okay. Tapi dia start dengan preventive. Elak dulu. Okay. Kemudian ni barulah ada provision of inventory, troubleshooting, repair of equipment. So step for maintenance plan, assign responsibility for providing oversight, develop written policy and procedure to maintain the equipment. Okay, include routine maintenance plan for each piece of equipment that specify the frequency with which all maintenance tasks should be performed. Develop the format for records, creating logs, form and establish the process to maintain record. Banyak kan kerja kan? You jaga equipment je pun, you nak kena ada policy, prosedur, you nak kena ada logbook pula, you nak kena ada form, you nak kena record siapa yang guna. So many things. Okay, on the usage, on the maintenance, training staff on the use and maintenance of the equipment and ensuring that all staff understand their specific responsibilities. Okay, equipment inventory, the equipment inventory log should have a record of this listed thing lah. Okay, semua benda ni kena ensure ada dekat dalam log, inventory log. Okay, dia punya apa jenis instrumen, apa model number, CD number. So this is a guideline lah. Okay, bila purchase, sebab tu bila kita tahu kan, so kita tahu yang this one ni new ke ataupun dah digunakan ke atau recondition. Orang panggil recon kan. It's recon, saya tahu kereta je. So instrumen pun ada recon juga. Okay, dia like new but it is actually yang dah bukan betul-betul new tu. Okay, dia recon, dia dah di condition itu dah diperbaiki semula. Okay, so kita kena tengoklah. Itu pun kena indicate. Manufacturer ni siapa? Vendor contact information. Kalau jadi apa-apa nak contact siapa? Present or absent of documentation, spare part, maintenance contract, warranty expiration date, and then dia punya inventory numbers. So ini antara contoh lah macam mana kita buat dia punya coding. Okay, so that's why dia punya number tu kena useful for larger laboratories. Tak adalah bila buat tu you buat 100 je dia punya nombor kod dia. Sekali item boleh sampai ribu-ribu. Udahlah. Dia jadi macam cacah marbal nanti. So kena berstrategi lah. Inventory process, okay, conducted if the lab does not have an existing inventory system. Okay, use a model grid room by room. So kita akan guna room by room punya ni lah. Nak cakap ni inventory yang ini ni adalah untuk room A, room B, room C. Ataupun ini lab A, lab B, lab C. Tak adalah you letak kuliah ada satu inventory. Lepas tu tak tahu dekat mana lokasi ni, dekat mana-mana lab dia ada. Pula. Dia susah lah. Jadi kita buat inventory tu by lab. Jadi ini untuk lab ni punya. Jadi kita boleh tahu location dengan tepat lah. Okay. So inventory of spare part, kenapa penting? Spare part tu pun ada inventory. Tak adalah nanti tengah-tengah buat tiba-tiba dah lah sampel penting kan. Bila rosak, you kena tunggu pula supplier datang hantar. Masya Allah. Tak adalah timely tadi. Kan? Okay, record should include part name, and numbers, average use of the part and the minimum to keep on hand. Macam saya cakap tadi lah. Every time kalau ada 5 je dekat dalam inventory, by right you dah boleh call supplier dah untuk hantar yang baru. Okay. So dekat pantry contohnya air, setiap kali tinggal 2 botol, kena call supplier untuk hantar yang baru. Cost, dates when the part is placed into storage, quantity of each part remaining in inventory. So ini semua benda kena ada dalam record form. Okay. So kalau you quality manager yang you are the one who create the form, this is the thing that you need to be considered lah untuk masukkan. Okay, troubleshooting, service, repair and recurring equipment. This is the last part lah. Okay, this is the thing that you need to consider bila buat troubleshoot. Okay, apa dia, what is the problem related to a poor sample? Kenapa? Sebab kita nak identify kenapa masalahnya bacaan ni tak sama dengan sepatutnya. Kena troubleshoot. Adakah sebab sampel ke? Yang sampel yang you ambil tu, you salah ambil tempat ataupun you store dekat tempat yang tak sepatutnya. Salah cara proses. Okay. So sample is very poor. Okay. And then mungkin juga sebenarnya reagent you dah expired ke? Saya ingat masa where I did my master, saya buat molekular lah. Molecular parasitology. So that benda dekat PCR ni semuanya colourless kan? Bila nak buat PCR ni. Semua reagentnya walaupun nama pelbagai tapi semuanya colourless. So you macam bila guna sebab tu technique of pipetting is very important kan. Bila you pipette tu you pun macam nampak macam masuk. And then dia memang macam you shot sendiri, you mix kan, and then you ambil lain pula masuk semua pun colourless. And then towards the end lepas you dah mix semua, you masuk dekat dia punya ni dekat gel kan. Dah view baru nampak ada band ke tak ada band. So bila tak ada, nak kena troubleshoot. Tang mana salah? Entah-entah pipette teknik tu yang salah. Yang itu yang jadinya kalau orang yang maksudnya semua tu benda tu everything being conducted in correct way kan. Orang yang buat molekular ni, sekali buat je dah dapat result. Serius. Saya ada seorang kawan ni, very lucky one lah. Bukan lelaki perempuan, lelaki. Okay. So bila dia buat kan, sekali buat je dapat terus result. Saya kata okey lah, you tak payah troubleshoot lah. Dan cepatlah. Ni yang masalahnya yang kena buat 100 kali ni. Cakapnya you buat benda yang sama, yang kemudiannya you tak ubah apa-apa prosedur. Teknik ni ke, you punya ni sebenarnya tadi you sebenarnya tak towing je. Isu ni tak towing dengan betul. Sebab bila dia keluar daripada freezer yang minus 80 kan. Okay. So you kena towing dia tu completely tow. Baru you boleh pula pipette berapa kali tu nak mixkan dia. Ada teknik lah. So perhaps benda tu je. Jadi masa you pick that one tu, you tak pick apa yang you sepatutnya pick. That's troubleshoot. Okay. So is there problem dengan water, electrical supply ke, equipment ke. So satu-satu. Tu nak identify. So equipment maintenance, documentation. The equipment maintenance document should include all these things, step-by-step instruction, kan, instruction for carrying out function check, direction for calibrating instrument, guide for troubleshooting, any required manufacturing service and repair, list of specific item. Semua ni kena ada dekat dalam dokumen lah untuk equipment maintenance. And then recording maintenance information, dia how to record. So benda ni dekat dedicated logbook lah kena ada. Okay, so kena ada kat situ preventive maintenance activity dengan schedule sekali, recording of function check and calibration, maintenance performed by the manufacturer, full information on any problem that the instrument develop. Okay, pun kena ada dekat dalam tu. So banyak kan benda yang nak kena ada form, ada record, ada dokumen. So in recording problem, be sure to record date problem occurred, when equipment was removed from service, reason for breakdown or failure, corrective action taken, date return, any changes to procedure or maintenance. Setiap kali ada perubahan, updated, revised, you need to record. Okay, saya tinggalkan. Okay, tools for keeping record. Macam mana nak keep record? Boleh guna chart, boleh guna logs, boleh guna checklist, boleh guna graph, boleh guna service report, anything kan. Okay, as long as information yang saya tunjuk-tunjuk tadi tu, that one tu ada dekat dalam kita punya form lah. Okay, dalam kita punya keeping record instrument yang kita gunakan, tools yang kita gunakan. Okay, so we are now come to the end of the lecture. Okay ke semua orang? Dia dengar. Okay, so alhamdulillah we did cover. I already explained the teaching plan. We covered we covered introduction, and we already covered the first essential of the quality management service, which is management of equipment. Okay, so any question before we end our lecture? Make sure everyone already registered dekat attendance link tu. Please. Siapa kelas rep? Lupa saya. Sorry, siapa? Nadia kan? Nadia tadi sempat tak copy link? So make sure semua orang time in lah Nadia Okay, thank you so much. So any question before we end our lecture? Okay, Mas Turina, ada soalan?
No question, Doktor.
Nazura?
No question, Doktor.
Okay. So kalau tak ada apa-apa, thank you so much for listening. Okay, so insyaAllah later kita buat face to face so that kita boleh buat aktiviti sikit dalam kelas. Tak adalah mengantuk sangat. Okay, so kalau dengar gini sebab memang banyak information kan. Okay, semua information yang penting. Okay, so with that, let's just end our lecture with Suratul As in Tasbih Kafarah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.